guys, welcome back. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tie a wee fly called the Allister's Flamethrower. Now this is a request that I got to tie this wee fly, so I'm just going to show you how I would put it together, if you like. Just working off a photograph. There's a couple of different tans that I've seen online, but I'll just work off the photograph for this one. Now the hook and the vise is a Partridge Patriot double in size 10 in gold. The thread that I'm going to use is Uni thread in Mahogany. Now you can use red thread, or even finish with a Globe floss number 3. So I'm just going to come in and get my thread started a couple of mil behind the other hook. Run on a few mil of thread and remove the waist tag. The tag at the back is a Globe floss number 3. So I'm just going to tie a strand in on the way down, much like I would do with an old gold tinsel. Now I'm going to protect this with some UV resin. So I'm just running my thread down until I'm in line with the point of the hooks. And then I'm just going to build up my Globe floss tag at the back just until I'm happy with the shape that I've got and the colour. Bring the remainder of the Globe floss through the 2 hooks. Just pull it nice and tight. Come around with a thread turn, and then a couple of further turns to secure that in, and then we'll come in and just push your thread out of the way, trim the excess away. Now if you don't have UV resin, just use varnish, or else super glue then varnish. So just a wee dab of UV resin on the back, and then I'm just going to come in with my needle and just spread this around the tag a wee bit. This is just for longevity, make the fly last a wee bit longer. Then I'm just going to come in with my torch and just light this up to cure the resin. You just got to protect that tag at the back because it'll not last if you don't protect it with the UV resin or the super glue. I'm just going to bring my thread up sort of way where I want my mid hackle to start. On the way back down I'm going to tie in the rib. I'm going to use a ultra wire in hot yellow, this is. I'm just going to tie the wire in underneath and work my thread back down to the tag. The body is going to be a large holographic gold tinsel. You could just use straight through gold tinsel if you wish. We'll catch that in. Put my thread up, tying on our tinsel. Now just overlap the thread there, don't want to do that. And then we're just going to come around with a turn at the holographic. Just want a nice clean turn onto the back. You don't want to have a cover in your Globe floss tag. Up to there. Follow that around with the thread. A couple of tight turns in. Come in and trim away the excess. Then we'll bring up our rib. We're looking 3 turns or so onto the gold tinsel. A couple of nice tight turns now just to secure in the wire and bend and break away. Then we'll leave that bit of wire for the front body. The mid hackle, I'm going to use a fluorescent. This is a fluorescent yellow Chinese cock hackle. Now you can use a hand hackle or straight through yellow. So I'm just going to come down the feather a wee bit just to get some of the longer fibres. I'm going to take a couple of turns to catch that in. Now at this point what you can do is you can just trim that away, but if you want your flies to last, just fold the tip back and then bring your thread turns back up over the tip and the hackle. Then you can come in, break away the tip, come in with your scissors. And that's the sound that you should hear when you run your scissors up the stem of a hackle, if the camera's picking that up. Then the turns of the hackle here up to you. I usually go a rule of thumb, 3 turns should be more than enough. But it's the way you like to dress them, and also the way you have confidence in fishing the fly. I'm just going to come around with my thread, nice tight turns, catching that in, come in and trim away the excess. Just going to work my thread up the front, way back down. We're going to tie in our another length of our ultra wire in gold, and underneath. Now at this point, as I get further down to the hackle, I just come in and just sort of push it all back, then hold it and bring my thread tied up against the hackle. I'm not actually onto it, just tied up against it. Then the front body is gold light bright. So I'll just up this on. And we'll work this up the front body. Then we'll bring up our wire. You're looking 3 turns again on the front body, much like the rear. Follow this around with your thread, a couple of tight turns in. Then you can bend and break away the wire. Now you can come in with your Velcro or your needle or dubbing brush, whatever you like to use. Just bring out some of the light bright a wee bit, just into it. Now the wing, first part of the wing, yellow bucktail. So got a wee pinch off here, and you can have this as long or short as you like, it's up to you. I'm just going to go right about a length and a half, the 2 lengths, the hook over the back. Just tie that in, come in and trim away the excess, put some flesh into the wing. At this point I'm just going to use 2 strands of mirror flesh in yellow, just to keep with the theme of the fly really. Now you can use any flesh, crystal flesh, any flesh you've got. I'm just looking at 2 strands sort of way down either side, because you got to remember the salmon are seeing this from underneath, so you want I like to see the flesh on the side. Right, just going to come in and trim the excess. Right, a wee strand there. Just want to get it over onto the side. It's a bit better. Next, on top of that, you want some of the more dirty yellow, if you like. That's the front, or sorry, the underside of the bucktail, and that's basically the front. So you want some of this dirty yellow. Now you're looking at a small pinch of it. I'll have some of this off as well. Now I haven't stacked any of this. Now I want this, you can have it the same length, it's up to you. I'm just going to tie mine in just slightly less than the yellow bucktail. Just take a couple of turns to secure, lift the excess, trim that away, come in, hold your wing, just going to bring the thread to the eye, and just bring it up over the cut ends of the bucktail, nice and tight. Front hackle, a bodger, dyed yellow. Get one of these off, covered in bucktail here, a t-shirt. So just going to tie this in. Now, just the same, just going to tie this in by the tip. So just offer it up. Come around with a couple of turns. I'm going to fold the tip back. Now, see the secret to this? Not like the way I did with the middle hackle, because I'm always advancing forward. Leave your thread there, don't bring it back down. The hook down towards the eye, just leave it where it is, it'll be grand. Then just come in with your scissors again. put on 2 turns of the badger hackle. And bring your thread round, catch in your stem, just nice and tight with your thread turns here. I usually would fold it back, but it's a wee bit thick, so I'm just going to come in and trim the stem away. Just fold everything back, just nice and tight with your thread turns here. Now, you don't have to put jungle cock on, you can finish at that. You don't really need the jungle cock. We'll have 2 eyes here, so that's them there. So just offer these up to the hook. Just that wee one doesn't want to behave for me already. Just hold them onto the hook. Now, these are just loose turns, just to see what way you're sitting. And just check your length. Now, I'm happy enough with that, so I'm just going to come in and hold the eyes, then take a couple of turns down towards the eye. Fold the jungle cock back, and then you can build up your head at this point. Now, don't be shy with the head. If you're going to use a red thread, just be nice and tight with your thread turns. Just take your time, keeping your thread tight. Just come in and break away the stems of the jungle cock. Don't let your thread go at this point. And then just come straight in with your whip finishing tool and throw in a whip finish. Just want this just sitting in the right place for me. It's my OCD. Then I'm going to come in and trim away the tan thread. Right, that's the wee fly there. So we're just going to come in, just a wee drop of super glue onto the head. You don't want this going into your hackle, so just take your time. It'll just ruin your dressing. Right the whole way right round. And there you go, guys. Once that dries, I'll come in and put on a couple of coats of varnish. Now, you can tie a load of variants in that pattern. I think that wee pattern there would look really well with a sunburst hackle in the middle, and you can tie it in orange, so you can have it all orange, and maybe have the other glow bright, that colour there is the tag. It's number 8 is the tag. There's a whole lot of variants. That's what fly tan's about. So look, hopefully it's got something out of that wee video. But there you go. So I'm going to put that in my box. That's the first time I've ever tied the fly, so I'm going to put it in the box, give it a rattle here for the grills, and see how I get on. So as always, many thanks for taking the time to view the video. I really appreciate it. Thank you. If you like the wee videos that I'm putting together, and you maybe haven't already had the time, or you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing. Helps the wee channel out, and I really enjoy doing this. So until next time, please stay safe and tight lines.